Coal seam gas, or CSG as it is more commonly known, is a gas mainly consisting of methane gas and is found 300 to 1,000 metres underground in the cracks and pores of coal. This presentation will outline how it is being mined, where it is being mined, why it is an issue, the long-term effects and what people are doing to stop it.
Coal seam gas is underneath the ground in between coal seams. To extract the gas, they drill a well that goes 200 to 1,000 metres underground. They then put a pipe of steel down the well and put concrete around the pipe to seal it. Water mixed with chemicals is pumped down the well. Once the water and chemicals are pumped back up, they are separated into water and gas. Once the gas and water mixture reaches the surface, they separate it into water and gas. The water is going to evaporation pits and the gas is taken to a treatment plant where the last trace of water is removed. The gas is then transported by pipes to the coast where most of it is then transported overseas. Other gas is sent to power plants to generate electricity.
The method of mining coal seam gas started in America in 1949 and came to Australia in 1996. Bowen Basin in North Queensland was the first area to be explored for gas in 1976. This then spread throughout Queensland and has come to New South Wales. The wells are placed across vast areas of land, rendering much of it useless.
More specifically, CSG is mined in basins around Australia and is most commonly mined in Queensland across large areas of land. But it is also happening in New South Wales and largely in the city of Camden. Sadly, gas companies have access to mine on farms without the farmer's permission, leaving their land useless and dangerous to live on.
Coal seam gas is mined because it's a cleaner energy source, which can be used to generate electricity. It releases less pollution than oil and coal, but the issue is with the extraction of the gas from underground. CSG is also used in homes for heating and gas stoves, which is not harmful to humans.
CSG is mined in Australia as we have a rich source of gas underground. There is enough gas to support many wells, with hundreds already drilled and the potential to drill many more. It does not affect the landscape as much as open cut mining, which is used for coal, as the coal is not actually removed from the ground.
A big issue with CSG is pollution. Although gas companies rave on about how clean and safe CSG is, it really isn't. There's been multiple complaints and several cases of gas leaking into the air and even people's taps and water supplies, leaving the water unsafe for consumption. Gas has been leaking up in the rivers and making that water absolutely useless.
The chemicals have been getting in the water, which has caused the water to become undrinkable and flammable. This drinking water, along with the gas, escapes into the air from the wells and can cause many different types of illnesses. For example, people have been reported many bleeding noses and headaches. It is not yet known the full extent of the harm.
Another problem with coal seam gas is that when it is mined on farms, it devalues the property and makes the farm unusable. The land then becomes unable to be sold. CSG pipes are known to leak and pollute the farm's water supply, even visibly bubbling in the water. Sometimes the farmers can't sell their land, so they just have to leave and suffer a loss.
They do not yet know the full extent of the effects on health from exposure to CSG. It is possible that those affected could suffer from terrible medical issues such as cancer in the future, but this is not yet known. The damage to the land, however, has been seen and will have a long-term effect on the ability to use land for agriculture.
To stop the mining, people are getting together and putting up a fight against gas companies. They're making signs, t-shirts and campaigns. In Gunnedah, local residents have rented out a shop 2 doors down from a CSG information centre and put up signs about how bad CSG is so people aren't tricked into thinking it's good.
People who are living in this area are fighting back by trying to convince everyone to disrupt the mining. The CSG company is going onward with the fracking on the landowner's property. The mining is pushing it to the limit by lying to the farmers and putting in more wells than what they say.
Besides individuals, organised groups have formed to collectively fight against CSG. These groups organise protest rallies in large towns as well as in their own areas. They interrupt business meetings aiming to get their rallies on the news, and that lets the public see the wrongdoings of the gas companies.
There are a number of ways that you can help us in stopping CSG. You can get started by joining a group via Facebook to connect with other people fighting against the issue. You can then join in on organised actions to make your voice heard and educate other people about the issues and dangers of CSG.
To get involved in the fight against CSG, you can stop supporting gas companies by using alternative sources of energy. You can also organise protests and show support to local farmers. Blocking the gate is another way to hinder the CSG companies, slowing down their progress and making yourself noticed. Ultimately, being noticed and raising awareness is the best way you can help.
You can also help by collecting samples to give to the chemical experts for testing. The fight against CSG needs proper evidence to support it, so that the campaign receives proper attention and laws are made to stop it. Some people do not believe in the harms of CSG. This could sway them to help stop it from occurring.
As a result of protesting, new laws have come in which limit the power of gas companies and where they can mine. The government has brought in a new law that gas companies are not allowed to mine any closer than 2 kilometres away from residential zones. This has placed a lot of families that live in towns as they can breathe healthier air, yet families living on farms are still in risk of companies coming in and mining on their land. As a result of protesting, new laws have come in which limit the power of gas companies and where they can mine. The government has brought in a new law that gas companies are not allowed to mine any closer than 2 kilometres away from residential zones. This has placed a lot of families that live in towns as they can breathe healthier air, yet families living on farms are still in risk of companies coming in and mining on their land.
Unfortunately, not all protests were completely successful, as not all goals were met. For example, coal seam gas extraction continues and some farmers sadly had to move from their properties, although they were paid for the land from the CSG company. They are still continuing protests and hopefully one day CSG mining will stop altogether.
Gas companies have gone too far with CSG fracking. We don't even fully understand the harm it can cause, which could have devastating future effects for those affected. Too many people already have been forced to leave their land. Everyone needs to do their part to stop gas companies from ruining our land.